It was May 1992, and Mary Jo Buttafuoco answered her front door at her Long Island home. She saw 16-year-old Amy Fisher pointing a gun at her face, and then she fired. Fisher had been having an affair with Mary Jo's husband, Joey, who was more than twice her age. Mary Jo Buttafuoco miraculously survived the close-range shot, but struggled for years as a national spotlight was thrust on the near-fatal love triangle she didn't even know about. Fisher, once dubbed the Long Island Lolita, was sentenced to 7 years in prison, and Buttafuoco's husband, Joey, got 4 months for statutory rape. The ordeal made into 3 made-for-TV movies. Now, in a tell-all book titled Getting It Through My Thick Skull, Mary Jo Buttafuoco talks about her 3 decades of turmoil, and she's my guest this morning. Good morning to you, Mary Jo.
Good morning.
So many people were just discussing in the commercial break know your story, and then there are younger people who don't. But horrifying thing you went through all those years ago when you're shot at close range.
Yes.
Miraculously, you're sitting here on the couch with me today.
I know, I know. It is a miracle. It really, really is. I'm very blessed.
And you finally get around to not only divorcing Joey, which many people said, what took you so long, Mary Jo? And now you're writing a book calling him a sociopath.
Well, I wrote this book based on a revelation of a conversation that I had with my son, Paul, about 2 years ago, where he very blatantly stated, Dad is a sociopath. And I didn't understand what that meant. To me, that was a murderer, an O.J. Simpson, Scott Peterson, like that type. And Paul said to me, no, Mom, there's a lot of sociopaths. They drain you. And I went and I looked on the computer and I put up the word sociopathic tendencies. And there was this list. And when I saw the list, the bulb went off in my head and I went, oh my God, this is what I have been living with all of my life. Mm-hmm. And I made it a quest to learn more about it, talk to specialists about it, and through that I tell in my book some stories that now I realize were the behaviors of a sociopath that I did not know then. And my hope is in this book is not to bash Joe or anything like that, but just through my experiences to maybe help people who are in toxic relationships get out of them.
Yeah, because millions of people are. And so many people said, Mary Jo, why did you stick around in that marriage for 10 years after you were shot in the face? But you say because there are millions of other women and men in similar situations. You felt that your Catholic upbringing was making you stay in that relationship.
I had a number of reasons. Number one, I was so sick. I was almost murdered. I was in no shape to do or go anywhere. The kids were little. They were traumatized beyond belief because it happened in their home, right in front of their house. You're right, my Irish Catholic upbringing, which is you stay and fight no matter what. And the main thing is he's a very good liar and a sociopath. And I believed him when he swore to me on all that was holy that he had nothing to do with her.
You became addicted to painkillers from the incident that happened to you.
Yeah.
You went to get help at the Betty Ford Clinic.
Yeah.
Did that help you change your life around as well?
Yes, I write about that in the book, that I was devastated. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to go. I thought, oh my gosh, you know, like, look what happened. I survived this and now I'm addicted to pain pills. And so what I did was in there, they helped me to be aware of, Mary Jo, you've got to live with this and get over this. And they helped me through the process that allowed me to eventually forgive Amy Fisher, move on with my life, get a divorce, find a new love, and like move on with my life.
But yet you can't really get away from it totally, because just 2 years ago we were hearing about some reality show where Amy Fisher was hooking back up with Joey, and in fact they had some sort of a weird relationship going on. And you still stay in touch with her?
It's a very brief, you know, an email now and then, but nothing, there's not a relationship. It's more, she'll say to me, you know, how are you? And I'll say, I'm well. And then I did kind of this new venture that she's on as a pole dancer and the video. Like as a mom, I wrote and said, you really shouldn't be doing this. But that was just my opinion. You know, she's doing this. What am I going to do?
But Mary Jo, so many people would say, my goodness, the fact that you could even type one word to this woman, and especially in an advisory role almost now. How do you do that?
I don't know. Once a mom, always a mom, I guess. You know, I'm very disappointed in the path she's taken. She had a second chance, and what she did with it is, it's not productive. And she's got 3 little kids. That, to me, is the tragedy.
Do you stay in touch with Joey?
Very, very briefly. He knows about this. I sent him a copy of the book. I told him what I was going to say in it. At the time, he laughed at me, and now he seems very insulted and hurt. So, but that's typical Joe.
All right. The new book, Getting It Through My Thick Skull. Mary Jo Buttafuoco, great to speak with you this morning.
Thank you very much.